Alright, in this video we're going to try to animate the train and drive it around the track, like you can see here happening. So that's our goal. We're going to try to get that to happen. Okay, so right now what you've done, if you watched the last video, is you have a train that we can go down to drive the train constraint. Remember, we had an angle between a plane on an XY plane on one wheel in the front of the train, and we set that at 0 degrees, and then we can drive that, which means we can increment that from 0 to 1 to 2 to 3 degrees between them, which will actually make will turn the wheel over time. And I can just right click on drive the train, I can click drive and make it go. Okay, one thing we want to do before we start here is we want to go up to manage, click on manage, and then click on parameters. So you've already learned a little bit about parametric modeling and parameters, and we're going to click on that and look at all our parameters, and it just, it labels them D0 through D whatever, and the very last one that we did, D26, was the drive the train one. To actually name the the variable, you have to actually come into the parameters table to name it. So we're going to call D26 drive. Let's go ahead and just do that real quick. So we're going to call it just drive. So we'll say done, and we'll have that set up there. Okay, first thing we kind of wanted to do. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to put in the track and the little pivot that goes in the middle that's going to help us drive the train around the track. So come back to assemble. We're going to place. We're going to get a track open, put it on there, and then we can right click and OK. And what we're going to do with this, we need a whole bunch of pieces, right, to mate them together to make one big track, but there's an easier way to do it. We can go up to pattern, and we can select the component. We can click the circle, and then what we could do is we can say let's circular pattern around this inside wall, and if you can see what it did there, it put on 4 pieces, and of course we want 8 pieces. each of these tracks is at 45 degrees, if you remember that. So I put 8 on 45, and it's going to mate them all together in one nice big track. So that makes it really easy. I'm going to click OK on that, and you'll notice down here that it's added these constraints here, component pattern, and it has element 1 through 8. It has all the different pieces of track. If I click on one of those, you'll see an actual track, the actual track piece. Okay, so if I move this around, they're both still moving together. But I can click on the track and move it. It's not grounded. The train is actually, I ungrounded the train, I guess. Okay, so I'm just going to make sure that's still grounded just for now. If you remember, the train was grounded with a little push pin on it, so I can't move that around now, but I can move this around. We'll have to change that here in a little bit, but for right now, let's just keep it the way it was. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is we need to insert the pivot here, because we're going to do a lot of constraints based on that pivot that's in the center. So we're going to place the component, we're going to get the pivot, there it is, and we're going to, okay, and we're going to use an insert constraint on this, an insert, and I'll put it in there, and I'll come out and let's select the inside there. No, that's not gonna wait. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, so we'll apply that. Okay, so we have a pivot in there. And so what we want to do is we want to put this train on this track. So there's several ways we're going to do that. First thing we're going to do is we're just going to mate the bottom to the top. So we're going to go constrain, just a regular mate to the bottom and the top of the track. And now if we turn that around here, so you can get a good look at it. Let's see here. okay, you'll notice that we have the bottom of the train right on the track. Now that's not going to work, obviously. You can't just drag the bottom of your train along the track. And that'll actually then make the wheels go clear down into the track, through the grooves and further down in. And of course that's not going to work. We need to have the wheels right there at the bottom of the grooves. And so this bottom of the train needs to actually be offset a little above the track. And whenever you do a mate, you actually have an offset place. So it's like putting an invisible block in between your two surfaces. So both surfaces don't have to be right there in contact with each other. You can actually put like an invisible block in there. And you could go and look at the dimensions and figure out how high up that bottom of the train needs to be from the track, so that the bottoms of the wheels will be right into the grooves. But I did already figure it out for you. So this first offset here is 0.438, and I'll apply that, and that'll work out a little bit better. Let's try to get this around in a better position. Come on. Okay, and anyway, you can look and see, that's, it's nicer, and once I get those wheels in the grooves, they'll be right in the grooves really good. Okay, so I need to kind of get this thing lined up with these grooves. So one thing we're going to do then is we're going to now mate. We do the same kind of mate. We're going to mate the side of the train with a side of this cube. Now, of course, when I do that, that's going to say, well, that doesn't make any sense. I mean, I put it right there next to the cube. Well, again, we have an offset. So I can put an invisible block between both of those surfaces and get that train all the way out here a certain distance away from that side, so that it'll be close to the grooves. And again, I've figured that one out for you. It's 11.9, or close to it. Apply. And now we're out here we're mated. This is mated to this. So if this pivot turns, which we're going to make it turn eventually, then that side right there will be turning, and then that side of the train will always be that distance away from it and turning around also. Okay. Now, if you look down on the top, we might not necessarily be in the grooves very good. And if I take that, it kind of rotates around and stuff. So what I want to do is I want to actually do another constraint. And I'm going to flush the back side of this cube with the back side of the train. I'm going to do a flush. So I keep those things in line. And I think I got it there. And that one there. And you'll notice there that didn't look like it helped very much. It looks like it's a lot more off. But I can, again, offset this flush. So these don't have to be in a nice, perfectly straight line. I can offset one of them with the other one. And so the offset for this flush is like 2.5. That makes it better. If you might end up being like too far back this way, it could be in either way, and so then you might have to go like a negative 2.5. But clearly, a negative 2.5 isn't the way I need to go with mine. So 2.5 will work, and that I'll apply that. And if you kind of zoom in here, we should be pretty good in the grooves. It's kind of hard to see it a little bit, but we're pretty good in there. There, you can see it a little bit better that way. Okay. Okay. Good. Okay. One thing we need to do now is, let's see if I came down right now. Where's my drive? It's under my engine. If I came down and I hit drive, right click on drive the train, I drive it. then there you go. That's not that impressive. It's not moving, and we need it to move. So, okay, so what we want to do, we have this, the train is pinned down, or what we call grounded, and the track is not. So what we want to do is we actually want to come up here to the engine, and we want to unground the engine. We want to come down to the, doesn't really matter which one of these, we come down to one of these tracks here, and we ground the track. Put the pin on one of the pieces of track and keep it off the engine, because we eventually want the track not to move, and we want the engine to be able to go and move around the track. Okay, so there's one more thing we're going to do, because we're still not going to be able to, if we come here and drive the train, we can't do this. Let's see. We're going to have to, yeah, we're not going to be able to do this right now, because right now you'll see that it was tied to this, right? We have this 0 degrees between those. So because of that, yeah, that flush there. So we want to actually add in another constraint. And this is a little complicated. So let's go down here and let's just pick. Yeah, let's pick that one right there. Something kind of right there, whichever piece of track closest to the back end of the train. We'll just, doesn't really matter, but we'll just do it that way anyway. And I'm going to expose the track. So it's track 7 on mine. It could be something different on yours. And I'm going to right click on track 7, and I'm going to turn off visibility so I can't see it for just a little bit here. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come around here, and I'm going to put an angle constraint. An angle constraint. Whoops, angle constraint. Click on the first one always. And I'm going to click this side, and this side here of the, if I can get in there, this side here of the pivot. And I'm going to apply that. Okay. And so then I'm going to go ahead and right click on track 7 again, and turn visibility back on, put it back on there. Okay. All right. So so what I want to do is I want to drive these wheels, and when I'm driving the wheels and make those go around, that will also make the thing move around the track. So I just constrained this thing in one of this side over here as an angle. If I let's see. Oh, it was track. Or was it track? Don't remember which one it was. Okay, so what I want to do here is I'm going to go. Let's look at manage parameters, and I'm going to come down to this very last one that I just did. This degree 46. It's consumed by angle 6, and I am going to, instead of having it be 0 degrees, I want it to change with whatever I'm going to drive. So let's just come in here, instead of 0 degrees, let's say equal drive. So whatever. So when I drive my wheels around, it'll also then drive this angle and go around the track also, and we'll see what it does there. So I'm going to do that, and then we'll come down to we'll try that. So drive the train, and we're going to drive it. Okay, whoops. Okay, so let's slow it down a lot. Let's go 1. Okay, so first of all, we're going backwards, so that's not good. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back at the parameters, and if we just do negative drive, that should help us, I hope. And drive the train again. Drive. There we go. We're going forward. Now, if you watch, though, it doesn't look right? Because look at the wheels. The wheels. Okay, if you watch the wheels, they're going to go around one time for every one time around the track. Of course, the wheel should be going around a lot more times for every time you go around the track. So there's math involved here, and you could figure it out if you can think about it. But let's just go back down here and let's say, okay, let's take the drive and divide it by 2 and see what happens there for that angle constraint. So now we're going to go ahead and drive the train again. Drive. And now, as it's going around, you'll notice the wheels actually will go around twice as it goes around one time. That's still not good. It looks, see, it looks like it's sliding, right? See, it looks like it's sliding through. So really what you need to do mathematically is you need to figure out, really need to figure out what is the perimeter, the circumference of the track, and what is the circumference of the wheel when it goes around one time. And then you'd be able to divide the circumference of the track by the circumference of the wheel, and that would be the amount of times that the wheel needs to turn around to go around the track one time. And that's what we're dividing by. See, right now we're dividing it by 2, and so the wheel turns twice in the amount of time it goes around the track. So if you figure it out, what it actually is, then you could change that, and I mathematically figured it out for us already, and it's around 11 to be exact. I put like 10.8. Basically, the wheels would go around 10.8 times. Go ahead and figure out the circumference of the wheel, and take it times 10.8, and you'll have the circumference probably of that track. So if I take the drive, which is the amount of angle, between that's driving the wheel, and I divide it by 10.8, then I'll get the wheel basically turning around 10.8 times for it to go around the track one time. So we're going to put done on that, and we'll go and drive the train again, see if it looks better. Okay, it looks better, but we just need to go a lot faster. Let's go 10 degrees at a time. Okay, so there we go. Looking pretty good. So it's about 10.8 times you need to turn the wheel to get around the track one time. Okay, so in fact, if we come up here and go to the end point and we just do 10.8 times 360 degrees, 360, go back and start it, we shouldn't go around one time because the wheels are going to turn 10.8 times. There we go. It went around one time, whatever 10.8 times 360 is. Okay, so that's good. That's how you drive the train, and we get it on there. I guess one thing we could do if you move the whole thing here and maybe rotate it something like this. Okay, and if we come down to drive the train, drive, and we get it all set up the way we want to, 10 degrees, everything's good. Come back. What you can do is you can click on this this record button here, and when you do that, you're going to find a place to save this movie that you're going to make. I'll just save it there, wherever that is. And you're going to want to do broadband. You just leave it on these things, probably. Click OK. We've done this before. Hopefully you can remember. Okay, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to push play here, and it's going to start recording. Okay, went around one time. And then when this is done, you actually have to click cancel. And then that'll actually make a little movie, and it'll be wherever you just saved it. And then you can use that as an animation. Okay, hopefully that helped you get the train project all figured out and get the train driving on the track.